And good Saturday morning. Welcome to Sports Talk. Glad to have you with us here on a Saturday morning. A little mugginess out in the air this morning, but that's typical as we have now hit July.
That's right.
Oh, I thought you were about to say something, Mike. I thought you.
No, I was just going to echo your sentiments. We've now hit July.
July, hitting the second half of the year. July 4th week coming up here. The celebrations, the cookouts, the parties. You looking forward to it,
Some
Mike?
towns have already had their celebrations.
Have they?
Cherryville last night.
Was it last night? The
Bessemer,
fireworks?
Bessemer City last night.
And Lincoln moving their fireworks.
To City Park.
Yep, because of turf football field. Can't take the chance.
Nope.
On the turf football field. That'd be bad, wouldn't it? You just put it down 2 months ago, and all of a sudden it goes up in flames.
It would be. Parade's at 8:30, and the fireworks 9:45, something like that at City Park.
So, my question is, for that, where do you go to watch?
Now that's going to be a problem.
Where do you go to watch?
What's the highest elevated space you could go to see them?
The hill.
Yeah.
That's
the hill.
The only thing close it's elevated. You go one way, you're going to be blocked by trees.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could stand in the high school parking lot and still see it or not.
That's what I'm wondering.
You might could.
How about
that was a
how
good
about
location.
up on the hill near the courthouse? Could you see them?
I don't know. Be awful far. You might could see them. You could hear them.
It's not going to be the same experience
as
it was at the football stadium.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that I don't know where else you could go do it.
Yeah,
but
where do you do it?
I don't know. I don't know what it takes. And
Can't do it downtown.
What
really.
the requirements are.
Yeah.
But I was a little surprised when I heard it was at City Park.
Now, one thing they are going to do, they bought more powerful. It's going to be a more powerful show. There's been a few extra thousand.
And it's at City Park.
Yeah, to get the fireworks up a little, get them more high.
Does that mean it's going to be rattling the windows in some of the houses? That powerful?
They say it's going to be.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll be able to see it from here.
You may be able to even see it from
or
me.
hear it from here. That'll be different. That I feel bad for all the animals in the area.
Yeah.
Around because a lot of animals can't take it. Yeah.
Well, I hope your dog doesn't hear that.
He don't care.
Okay.
If he would try to fight him.
I thought he did care.
Yeah. Well, the previous, we had one before that did, but this one he don't care.
All right.
Yeah, nothing bothers him. He thinks he can whip anything. I'll put it that way. So it really doesn't matter to him. But happy July, happy heat wave as we
hundreds
enter the week. Feel like hundreds, right?
Feel like hundreds.
Some parts of the country still getting hundreds, but we've been lucky so far. I think 95, I noticed, is Charlotte's highest projected day this week. So, but from what we came from, when it hadn't been real hot, it's. Does this mean we're going to bleed into October with the 90s since the hot weather came so late?
I know.
Or are we going to catch a break?
Yeah, May was uncharacteristically cool for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I hope it's not that hot in October because that's football weather.
Yeah. Who will be hot in October? That's a good question. Who will be hot in October when the Fall Classic rolls around? Who's your picks right now, Major League Baseball? I got to go with the Atlanta Braves on the National League side. The way they're playing baseball, and they're so consistent, and they just, lose a game or two here or there, but then they come right back and win. Either sweep a series, win 2 out of 3, win 3 out of 4, whatever it may be. Doesn't matter who they're playing. They beat the Red Hot Reds in Cincinnati 2 out of 3, which was a great series. All those games were very good this past week. I watched some of that. But it just seems
14 out of 15.
14 of their last 15. Yeah. That's amazing.
That's
and that one was in the Reds series. And speaking of the Reds, we'll get to that in a minute. I want to talk about one of the weirdest endings I've ever seen in baseball. I don't know if you guys saw last night what happened in the Reds game or not. But
I tried to get you to go. We could have been there.
We could have been at that game last night, couldn't we? Controversial call in the bottom of the 9th on a play at the plate. You know how you're not allowed to block the plate, until you have the ball in hand?
Right.
Did you know that is waived when the infield's drawn in? That's what they said last night. But anyway, De La Cruz, who we talked about a lot last week, was at third base as a ground ball. He tries to score, would have won the game in the game, but the catcher had the plate blocked. De La Cruz's hand hits his foot. It never touched the plate. You could see it on replay. The tag was never applied either, but the catcher went over to him and tagged him after everything was over, and the umpire signaled out. They reviewed it a while. They reviewed it quite a bit, and come back and said, there was no interference. There was no blocking the plate violation because of the infield being drawn in. And it was very close anyway, whether when he blocked it, whether he had it in the ball in his hand. It was that close, when he took that foot and because he had to move over there. He really, I don't even know if he was trying to block the plate. He had to move the foot over there in order to catch the ball where it was thrown.
Yeah.
But anyway, as it turned out, they let the play stand, So it was still 5-5, I think is what it was at the time, bottom of the ninth. And
11th. This was in the 11th.
In the 11th.
Yeah.
So either the next batter or the one after that hits a bomb off the upper deck. So, it didn't matter. Didn't matter. Cincinnati still got the walk-off win, just a little bit different style. And I can't remember the guy's name. Who was it, Brett, that hit the 2-run homer and gave the Reds that win last night? It's not your everyday household. Now, Reds fans are going to know who it is, but it's not like,
Spencer Steer.
There you go. Spencer Steer.
Speaking of bombs,
Hit the walk-off.
Ohtani last night.
Yeah, I was going to get there, too. It's sitting here. I was watching. I had actually flipped the channel when he hit. Mike spoiled it because I was going to say who's hit the longest home run in Major League Baseball
sorry
this
to take
year,
away your
and see if anybody could guess. Most people would guess Ohtani. Have a good time. Yeah, we might. Lanny heading to the golf course this morning in Newland, I think he said.
Newland?
Yeah, in the mountains. Yeah, maybe a little cooler up that way. But Ohtani last night, 493 foot, supposedly, by MLB calculations, the longest home run this year. In the majors, 493. And it was number 30. Number 30 already.
Yeah.
They said he's at the exact pace right now that Judge was last year when Judge broke the record.
And what are his pitching stats right now?
Not bad.
Yeah.
Not bad.
The Judge broke the Yankees record. He didn't break the record.
Well, he broke the American League record, didn't he? That's what I'm getting at.
Oh, was it?
Yeah,
yeah.
sure.
I think he broke the American League record because that still stood with Maris.
Yeah, Maris.
Right. But no, not the National League record because that belongs to Barry Bonds. Like it or not, that belongs to Barry Bonds.
It was 73.
Is that what it was? Is that what the number was?
I think so.
And how many? What was Sosa's number? That same? Wasn't he right there with him, like 68 or something?
Well, that was him and McGuire.
That was him and McGuire.
But what were their?
Him and McGuire both went over 60.
Well, yeah.
They both passed Maris, who was the all-time leader at that time.
You guys who have followed baseball your entire lives, like I have, acknowledge those records set in the steroid era.
Yeah, because I thought it was an awesome time to be watching, to be a baseball fan when those guys were hitting those home runs.
They had to do it to keep up with the pitchers. You know what I mean? I mean, it's when both sides are doing it, and it's not illegal.
No, it wasn't.
It was not illegal.
It was not illegal.
So,
yeah, the top
I got no
the
problem
top
with it.
6 are Bonds, McGuire, Sosa, McGuire, Sosa, Sosa.
What was
Top 6
McGuire's
seasons.
highest total?
McGuire made it to 70.
I thought he made it to 70. Yeah.
In 98, when Maris's record was broken, McGuire hit 70 and Sosa hit 66.
Now Lenny says.
Then the next year they both went. They made it to 65 and 63.
Lenny says Ohtani hit 15 in June, but I'd heard 17.
That's doing it.
Yeah, I don't know which. Either one is a lot of home runs, but
yeah,
I thought I'd heard he hit 17 in June. The one last night counted as 2.
Yeah, 2 for that one.
It would have went out the short porch in Yankee Stadium twice. It'd been very close to going out in that stadium twice. And speaking of Yankee Stadium, got to give credit. You guys are going to have to help me with the name, but a perfect game thrown.
Yeah, Domingo Germán.
Yeah.
Was that Wednesday night or Thursday night?
I think it was.
It wasn't Thursday. It was.
I think it was Wednesday night.
Yeah.
How many perfect games? Do you guys know how many perfect games there have been in Major League history?
20-some.
Yeah.
Can't think of the exact number.
24.
24.
24. That was the 24th perfect game. Now, I would like. What do you think the amount of baseball games, Major League Baseball, since it's been established, how many games has been played? Are we in the millions?
I bet we are.
You know, I mean, I would guess that we are over a million.
Yeah.
But I don't know where you would find a stat like that unless Brett might be looking, unless Wikipedia's got.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the least likely thing to happen? That they keep stats
4 home
of?
runs. One player hit 4 home runs. It's happened less than 24 times.
Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Hadn't thought about that. Yeah. Yeah. Or you could even say 6, and we know that.
Yeah. 2 cycles in one game.
Wow. Now that's a lot of at-bats. Yeah. How about a cycle and a half? Wonder if that's ever happened. You know, that could have happened.
Yeah.
A cycle and a half.
Yeah, I think he had 9 strikeouts. Only 9 strikeouts. You would think more of it.
Yeah. And you know, this guy, he's the one suspended just recently for the substance
on his
foreign substance. That's the word I was trying to look for. Foreign substance.
And he'd been struggling too. Not only that.
And I was told this morning before I left the house that he was even involved in some abuse.
Is that right?
Yeah, domestic abuse maybe. But hopefully he's got all that kind of stuff turned around.
18 4 home run games.
18. So it's not a wide difference.
No.
How many can you name that hit 4 home runs in a game? Bob Horner. Have you got the list?
Yeah, I've got the list.
Bob Horner's got to be on there
Braves.
somewhere. And then there was a guy for the Cardinals did it. Maybe more than one, but I remember a guy for the Cardinals. I think it was the Cardinals doing it. Just kind of an unknown guy when he did it.
Yeah.
But I can't think.
1993.
Yeah, what was his name? I'll never guess.
Mark Whitten.
Mark Whitten. Mark Whitten is who I was
And then I remember a few of these.
How many has there been since Whitten?
Well, that was in 93. For some reason, it's separated by leagues. There's been 3 National League players do it since then. And 3 American League players. So 6 times since 93. I'll go ahead and give you the one.
And nobody's ever done that twice.
I don't.
I'm
I
guessing
don't
that
think
nobody's
so.
ever done that twice.
No.
So.
Did McCovey ever hit 4
Willie McCovey.
with the Giants in a game?
McCovey.
Not McCovey.
Cove.
Mays?
Yeah, Willie
Okay.
Mays did.
Had the wrong Willie.
61.
In 1961.
Yeah.
He hit 4 home
The
runs
Say Hey
in a
Kid.
game. Is he the most decorated player to ever do it? Because he's got to be in the top 10 of decorated players, right? Or maybe top 5.
Yeah. I would say so. There's a very popular old Yankee
that did it.
Yeah.
Well, it's not Babe. Cause it looks
No, because I'd have put him above.
yeah, it looks
Willie
like we would have
Mays.
heard. Joe.
No.
Jolton Joe.
It was in 1932.
1932. What's Lou Gehrig?
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Give me enough hints, I'll come up with it.
Right.
How about this one from the Cincinnati Reds in 2017?
Cincinnati Reds. I'm guessing this is very unknown.
Yeah, not Hall of Fame.
So our Reds
Type player.
fans, Denny Hoover, Steve Kay, you would think they might remember.
They may know it.
2017, a Reds player had a weird name.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Started with an H.
kind of like a nickname. No,
who am I thinking about? Kind of like a nickname.
and no, it's not his real name. I got his real name right here.
I remember
So
this guy.
he did go by a nickname.
I remember this guy, but I don't know why. What's his initials?
SG.
SG. Oh gosh, right
Trying
on
to see.
there. I should
He
know
hit-
that.
He hit 87 career home runs.
Yeah.
A modest number.
In
4 in one game.
6 years.
I'm getting ready to get that answer from Lenny, I think, because
Or 7. He
see
played 7 years.
Oh, I'm gonna be so mad when I hear this.
His last
Homer.
year.
Homer. Is that it? Was he Homer something?
No, it's S.
S. Oh. Thought I had something going there. Who was the baseball player named? There was one named Homer. Not Simpson, Mike.
Homer Rice.
I don't know. Oh, I cannot believe I can't think of this guy for the Reds.
Well, here, let me give you some of the older ones. 1948, Pat Seary of the White Sox. 1959, Rocky Colavito of the Indians.
Tell me the last initial of the Reds player, because Lenny has sent me the first name and he can't remember the
I told you it was SG.
G. Yeah. I just forgot.
But pronounced like a J.
Yeah.
I think. Now I don't even remember.
Scooter is the first.
Yeah.
Because Lenny sent me Scooter. It's not Jeanette.
Jeanette.
See, I had that on the tip of my tongue. Scooter Jeanette.
In
it was John and Rita Jeanette, right, Mike?
That's right. John and Rita Jeanette.
In 1894, Bobby Lowe hit 4 home runs.
Never would have got that.
Of the Bean Eaters. In 1896, Ed Delahanty, I don't know. He's in bold, which I think means he's a Hall of Famer. But
you know what?
Anyway.
I'm going to say that the perfect games list would look like this too. There'd be a lot of names you didn't know.
Yeah.
Because it's just that,
And he lost.
Just that one night.
His team lost 9-8. There's a couple guys on here that's teams lost the game that they hit 4 home runs in. Bob Horner was one of them.
I was watching the game when Horner did it.
He lost. His team lost 11-8. It was Montreal beat
the Expos.
Atlanta.
All right, in the modern day, give me the team and the year. See if we can get some of these, Mike.
How far back you want me to go? There's a Dodger from 1950. Is that modern day? It's not to me.
I can't.
Roy Campanella.
No.
I don't even know if I can name a Dodger from 1950. I know
Yeah,
I'm going to go against.
He was a
the
first
odds.
baseman.
I'm going against the odds to go Pee Wee.
Or at least he was playing
No, he didn't
first
play
in
for
that
them.
game.
Never mind. He didn't.
First
I
base.
guess he
Reese
was
didn't
a
play for them.
From the
career
50s.
first
From
baseman.
the 50s.
Yeah.
Moose Scourin.
Do you know the guy before you read the name?
Yeah, I know the name.
Okay.
Man, he's not.
Garvey's not
he
that
is. He
old.
is a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, Harvey, not that old.
Garvey still don't look up.
And the Dodgers had another one in 2002.
Wow. Dusty Baker. No, Dusty retired long before 02, didn't he? Dusty retired probably in the 80s or early 90s
2000.
from playing, still managing.
And this one hit 328 career home runs.
The Dodger.
Yeah.
Pretty good number.
What position did he play?
And he played outfield. He wasn't a career Dodger.
And what was his year? Did he hit him?
2002.
2002.
He played from 93 to 07, but he played with Toronto, the Dodgers, then Arizona, and then the Mets.
I've got a
But
guy
I would
I'm
say
trying to think
I would
of.
say most famously the Dodger.
What's his initials?
SG.
Oh, my gosh. Another SG.
Another SG.
All 24 of these, or all whatever number is, how many? 16, 18?
18.
18? They're not all SGs, are they?
Yes, he is.
An SG for the L.A. Dodgers.
And he wasn't a really
Steve.
well known.
Well, that rules out Steve Garvey.
Now, he was definitely more well known than
SG.
Scooter Jeanette, but
You're going to have to tell us.
Sean Green.
I'd have never got it.
Neither.
I would have never got it. I remember it now, but I would never.
And then
it took me forever.
a current Dodger did it in 2017, but he did it against the Dodgers.
Wow. Not Mookie, because Mookie didn't play against the Dodgers, did he? I don't think Mookie's ever done that.
Only in the World Series, I think. But
Yeah.
no, it wasn't Mookie. He did hit 2 last night, though.
Did he? Yeah, I saw one of them. So a current Dodger did it. What was that team?
He did it with the Diamondbacks.
With the D-backs. Who is that, Mike? Used to be a D-back. Now he's a Dodger. Hit 4 home runs in a game.
Him and Scooter Jeanette did it 3 months apart in 2017.
Wow. Was the ball juiced? You're going to have to tell me. We're not going to get this one.
He also played for the Red Sox.
Well, it's got to be Mookie Betts. Right?
No.
No.
Also played for the Red Sox. And his initials are?
I can't give you the initials.
Oh, wow.
He goes by initials.
Oh, does he? Martinez.
Yeah, J.D. Martinez.
Yeah, he's hit like 18 or 19 this year.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's had a great year.
What's the deal?
Surprising.
I mean, 57 years old, whatever he is. And cranking out home runs. I could not believe it when I saw his stat go up there and he had that many home runs this year. Now, that might be only hits he's got, but it seems like, J.D. is what I get from – and Lenny got Sean Green as well. I could never have gotten –
He's 36. He's 35.
Got a message from Lenny this morning at a little after 7. I don't know if we weren't on this morning. And then I think he realized he was in the Eastern time zone and not the Caribbean time zone.
Mm-hmm.
We weren't supposed to be on quite yet. But
J.D. Martinez.
He's not living on Tulsa.
he was up early.
He only played 62 games for the Diamondbacks. He went there mid-season in 2017, and he had a 4-home-run game while he was there.
And who is our most recent 4-home-run hitter?
That was 27. That was it.
Okay.
J.D. Martinez.
Wow.
American League ones, these are a little more common names. Well, maybe not more common, more popular than J.D. Martinez. I don't know. But 2002 with Seattle.
Yeah, I remember that one. I can see him now, I think.
He was an outfielder.
African-American player. Yeah.
He hit in his career 278.
What's his initials?
MC.
MC. He was the MC.
Hmm.
His name was Michael.
Yeah, just Mike.
Mike.
Well, it was probably Michael, but he just went by Mike.
Oh, my gosh. Lenny's going to get it here. Lenny says Sean Green was the Jewish Babe Ruth. So, I don't know about that. I don't know if he ever hit that many. Michael, or Mike. Mike, I can see him.
Mm-hmm.
He played with several different teams in his career, didn't he? Don't you remember? I think he moved around quite a bit. But, yeah, he did hit the 4 home runs in the game.
White Sox, Reds, Mariners, Mets, Padres, Brewers, Red Sox, Marlins.
What's the last name start with?
C.
MC.
That's right, Mike. I wanted to say Cooper, but I know that don't make sense. I thought I would know if I heard. I mean, I got the Mike part. I can picture him. Go ahead, throw it out there.
Cameron.
Mike Cameron.
And then 2003, a Blue Jays first baseman. And he was known as a power hitter.
Olerud?
No. This guy hit 473 in his career.
Home runs, not average.
Yeah.
Oh.
473 home runs, mostly with the Blue Jays. He later played for 1 year with the Marlins and 4 years with the Mets at the end of his career.
Lenny sent me Mike Cameron and said Cameron played with the Red Sox, as we recall. I don't think he was there too long, but I do remember him making a brief stay in Boston.
This guy for the Blue Jays, he hit.
What year?
He hit 280 batting average for his career with 473 home runs.
Well, it's got to be the guy that won the World Series with a walk-off.
And he did.
Joe Carter.
No, 2003.
Oh, 2003.
About 10 years later.
Yeah. 2003. And it wasn't Olerud.
No.
Was he a journeyman, or did he stay with the Blue Jays?
No, I just told you.
Did you?
He played.
I'm sorry, I'm reading text too. It's
12 years with the Blue Jays.
12 years.
1 with the Marlins and 4 with the Mets.
And played first base. Initials?
He was playing first
When he
that
did
game.
it.
I don't
When
know
he
if he
did.
always played first, but it seems like he did.
Initials?
CD.
Charlie Daniels. Who we failed to mention last week when we
That's
were talking
right,
about Southern
rock and roll
Yeah.
influential
I text Mike
artist.
and Lanny both that we failed to mention Charlie Daniels. He fell into that category too.
Yep, he did.
Of the legendary Southern rock guys.
Mm-hmm.
CD. Chris Davis. CD. Let's take a break. Give me a little time to think on that one. The Blue Jay, they hit 4 home runs in a game with the initial CD in 2002. Somebody's got to know the answer to that. Thanks for tuning in to Sports Talk. We'll be back in a moment.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry is not just a name, it's the way you're treated the minute you walk in. A full-service dental practice with over 20 years' experience and lifelong resident of Catawba and Lincoln County. His commitment and caring run deep in the community. Located at the intersection of Highway 150 and Business 16 in Denver, he's convenient to where you are. Open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, so look no further for your dentist than Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry. Call 704-489-9919 for your appointment or more information. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry.
The selection of brand new Can-Ams has never been better than right now at Al Lane Motorsports in Lincoln. They have just received a big new shipment of Can-Ams. Also kids, ATV and dirt bikes in stock and ready to roll. And don't forget about the huge selection of Toro mowers, zero turns and even push mowers. From your front yard to the back roads, see Al Lane Motorsports, located at 3636 East Highway 27 in Lincoln. Online at allanemotorsports.com. Like them on Facebook too. And they have golf carts. Now, for a limited time, take up to 20% off the cash price of a new Skag mower at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. But that's not all. Take up to 15% off if you finance it. And 0% financing for 48 months is available with approved credit. And Bean Brothers has financing available for credit scores as low as 550. That's Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Lake Electric Company was founded in 1984. They are licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Safety and quality is first in everything they do. For all your electrical needs, serving Lincoln County, Catawba County, Burke County, Mecklenburg County, and all the surrounding counties. When it has to be done right, call Lake Electric. Let them take care of your family. Lake Electric Company, 4362 Providence Mill Road, Maiden. Call 704-483-4000. Online at lakeelectric.com.
Hey, you overachiever. Yes, you. Need to hit refresh? Time to break and head to McDonald's for an ice-cold drink. Try that delicious new frozen Hawaiian Punch or a refreshing frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry or tasty frozen Coke. Any size frozen drink is only $1.89. Or get a McCafe iced coffee and get any size, any flavor for the same price. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola and Fanta are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company. Hawaiian Punch is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Tim Johnson here from WLON. Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years' experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They service over 40 states. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineered certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincolnton, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivaledmetalbuildings.com.
And welcome back. Welcome back to Sports Talk. David, Mike, and Brett here with you, along with Sullivan, hanging out with us today. As we take you through the week of sports, going to get into Legion baseball in a little bit, talk about the upcoming playoffs, Area 4 playoffs. We don't have Jim Moore in the studio because guess what? Don't need him. Everybody made the playoffs.
Everybody made the playoffs.
It's not going to miss like Moore's rant was about. He did not expect his Colts to get to the playoffs. And I don't think they did either.
No.
I think he was right. No. And I wish I could remember what the question was in that rant, because it had something to do with playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But that
greatest rant ever.
It is. It's got to be. It's definitely the most popular one.
What are the other great rants?
Oh Lord,
there's been a few.
There have been a few. Denny
Bears
Green.
who
yeah, that's
were
it.
Who
we thought
they
of
were.
the same one. Denny Green.
Denny Green.
Yep. The Bears are who we thought they were. Yeah, and they kicked your butt.
And he was coaching whom at the
Cardinals.
time? Cardinals.
Yep. Okay. The Arizona Cardinals at the time. The late Denny Green, who passed away much too young.
Yeah.
By the way, Brett.
Good rant by Mike Singletary when he was coach at SF.
Yeah.
San Francisco.
I want winners.
I want winners. Yeah. Can't win with them. No, what was it? Can't win with them.
Got a couple things rolling in here we got two guys that got the name right of the Toronto first baseman that hit the 4 home runs in the year 2000. And do you remember, Brett, what that was? That the 02 one? Yeah, 2003. 2003.
Yeah, Mike Cameron was 02. And then this one was 03.
Both Roger and Lenny said Carlos Delgado. And Roger throws in, no, I didn't look it up. So I like that.
I do
too. I love doing trivia, and I always want to do a trivia each week, but I want the trivia to be, do you know it off the top of your head or not?
Yeah.
And
I love trivia too.
Yep. But we'll see if we can come up with something in a little bit. But Brett said he had me one more that I had to get, and that's the most recent American leaguer. Right, Brett?
Yeah.
Most recent American League player to hit 4 home runs in a game, and it happened in
2012.
2012. So it's still been 11 years, 11 seasons since it happened in the American League.
Mm-hmm.
And he played for
Texas.
There you go, Mike Powell.
Yeah.
He was an outfielder.
Yeah.
And he was on pace for a Hall of Fame career, and he had injuries and
other issues. And did he play his high school ball in North Carolina?
Yes.
God! I'm not going to be able to think of him, and I know all that about him.
Ooh, you do know something about him.
Athens Drive High School.
Yep. Athens Drive,
Raleigh.
Yeah. What? Initials. Did I get the initials yet?
Mm-mm.
No.
J. Oh.
It's Josh, right?
Yeah.
Josh. What was his name, Mike? Superstar.
I know.
Superstar when he was healthy. Brett described it perfectly. He was a superstar when he was healthy. Hamilton.
Yep.
Josh
Woo!
Hamilton. That's right.
Thank goodness. Josh Hamilton. I do remember him. Now, I'd forgot he hit 4 home runs in a game, obviously. But
what was his career mark for homers?
200.
Ooh. Well, shortened career, like you say.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, this. I'm going to give you a little bit of info about him. That one of the things I saw about him one time is, and Lenny says Josh Hamilton. Lenny says, I remember Nate Colbert of the Padres hitting 5 home runs one Sunday afternoon against the Braves in the 70s, but it was a doubleheader. That was back in the days when WRET-TV and Channel 36 in Charlotte would carry the Braves. I couldn't even remember those call letters. I would have never remembered that. But I do remember when they were on Channel 36 in the 70s back then. But what I was going to tell you is, and this is going to lead to something else, Mike, I saw a picture of Josh Hamilton that was taken while he was at Athens Drive, and guess who was in the picture with him that was also teaching and coaching at Athens Drive at that time? Mike Bias.
Mike Bias.
Yeah, I saw it in Mike Bias's office one day, and I said, is this Josh Hamilton? Yeah, how do you know him? And then he started telling me, about being there when he was coming through and how good he was and that kind of thing. And Mike Bias in the news again this week, Mike.
What for?
Whoa!
Hey, how'd I miss this?
Oh, he wants to know what for.
How did I miss this one?
Oh.
Coaching change?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Returning to Lincoln County.
What?
Mike Bias, head coach of the up-and-coming Lincoln Charter football squad.
That's
what I'm hearing.
Bombshell.
Yeah. How about that?
Lincoln
Along
Charter?
with, what's the guy that's Buccelli, that was at North Lincoln? I never pronounce it right. But a line coach that's very well respected
Lincoln Charter
as
football?
well. Yeah, I think they're going to do JV and middle school. I don't know if they can get a schedule for this year or not. I have no idea if they're trying to do that this year. But and then maybe varsity would start maybe as early as next year. Might be the year after that. I don't have all the details.
Okay.
But yeah, he was hired to be the what would you call him, Mike? The initial head coach. What's a good word for that? Inaugural head coach.
Wow.
To start up a program.
That's news to me, but good news.
At Lincoln Charter, yep. Our good friend Juju Phillips sent me the information, sent me what he saw the other day. I think on Facebook is where he had seen it announced by Lincoln Charter. So, and Bias most recently at Rock Hill High.
Yeah.
After spending like 5 years, I think it was in West Virginia.
West Virginia.
What was the name of that school? I was trying to think of that yesterday. Parkersburg, and they were the Big Red. Mm-hmm. And they had a Big Red Stadium because you guys visited it with me on the way back from Cleveland one time. Yeah, that's the word that Lincoln Charter gonna start football now, and Mike Bias gonna head things up, be the overseer of all football operations. So whatever that
stunning
includes.
news.
Yeah.
Now, where will they play their games?
Like I said, that's all I got.
Sounds like a nucleus of a story.
I'm going to guess they will play. Maybe not this year. Maybe everything's away with the JV middle school. But eventually they're going to have a field. Why would they not have a field?
Well, of course they will.
Yep. They're going to get a field down there, I would say. But yeah, that was some big news to come out of Lincoln County and out of the high school sports world as well. Brad, I was going to ask you, and I guess they would be listed on there. Nobody's ever hit 5 in a game, have they?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't either. But I just wondered, because we always talk about the 4. And
when Josh Hamilton did it, he also had a double.
Really?
And at least at that time, it might still stand. It was the American League record for total bases in a game.
Can see that.
Yeah.
4 homers and another extra base hit.
Exactly. Lenny asked the same thing as Brett. Where will they play? I'm guessing by the time they play home games, they're going to be they'll have a field. I'm guessing. I don't really know. Do I think they'll play would be able to use the field at East Lincoln to play? I'm guessing not.
No, I'm just
going to tell you that straight up.
No.
I'm guessing not.
No.
And for many different reasons. So not necessarily the one you're thinking, but for many different reasons, I don't think they would be able to use the field unless they paid a fee, maybe.
Yeah, a fee.
I don't know how much that would be.
And have to work it out.
$10,000 a game.
I can ask
Let them do it.
I could ask some of the right people and get an answer on that. I would think.
I mean, we know Mike Bias is a heck of a coach.
We do know that.
First of all,
we do know that.
And they got that going for them. And 2A status.
And let's face it, their boys basketball and boys baseball have
Very
had
competitive.
very good programs.
Oh yeah, they've
very
been
good programs.
consistently winners.
Yep. Since the school opened, I don't know how many years ago now. 15.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Since they had athletics, I don't know what would have been the first year they played basketball, but seems like it'd be around 15 years, wouldn't it, Brett?
Yeah, around maybe 08, something like that.
Yep. Speaking of nicknames, talking about nicknames like we did a couple weeks ago, Lenny says Josh Hamilton was basically the natural. You know that. Yeah, he did. He had a lot of power. A lot of power.
Another Roy Hobbs.
Yeah, that's what he's saying.
Mm-hmm.
That's what he's saying. We got off on this. Ohtani hitting his 30th home run of the season. We're probably, I'm guessing anyway, that we're probably at the halfway point. I got a question and see what I'd like the audience to weigh in on this as much as possible too. Ohtani's contract ends when? This year?
Yeah. Dodgers next year.
Well, my question was going to be Angels or elsewhere. Let's just make it that simple. Will he return to the Angels or will he be elsewhere? And the best thing helping the Angels right now is they are 44-40. They're in third place, 6 games out, but they're not on the bottom.
No.
Like they've been a lot of years.
They're having one of their better years of recent times.
They have lost 7 of their last 10 though.
Yeah.
What would it mean to him to play on a team? And you know, Mike Trout's basically in the same situation, but Mike Trout seems to be an Angel for life. I don't know. I don't know how long his contract goes through now at this point, but he could still, you know, contracts aren't very good anyway. He could still demand a trade. But he just don't seem like the person that would demand anything. Mike Trout doesn't. But I wonder about Ohtani. And do you guys think he'll be an Angel or in a different uniform next year?
I'd love to see him head on up the coast.
Don't tell me what you'd love to see.
Well, there's an article right here from yesterday that says Angels reportedly only have 2 real teams to beat out in the Ohtani sweepstakes.
Yankees and Dodgers.
Giants and Dodgers.
Giants.
What this says. I guess
he'll stay on the West Coast.
I guess they're thinking he wants to be a West Coast.
Well, the flight's quicker to home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, if you want to figure that in.
It says how the Angels finish this year will really weigh into it.
Really?
Yeah.
He seems like a very likable guy. The team, you know, fits in with the team. Never hear anything negative about him. You just wonder, you know, how important is it? Well, now I don't know about this. Lenny says, I'm like Brett. I hear the Dodgers. Well, Brett just read otherwise. And that was put out by who?
Oh, I didn't read it otherwise. I mean, it says Dodgers or Giants.
Oh, Dodgers or Giants. Okay, I'm sorry. Yep. I had the Yankees on my mind. But who put that out? Is that an ESPN thing that says these only 2 teams for the
Fan
Angels?
Nation?
Fan Nation.
Yeah.
You know, somebody, I don't know, somebody that knows somebody inside.
And then there's another one that says Mike Trout says he'll do everything he can to keep Ohtani with the Angels.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, does that mean everything you can includes giving him half your contract? Or all of it? I know. I'm sure he wants him to stay there. You know, I heard this question pop up yesterday about Ohtani. How long can he stay at this level, hitting and pitching? You know, how old is the guy now? 28.
Yeah, I think it is.
I mean, I'm just throwing a number out.
I think it is right around there. Yeah, that might even be right. Let's see. Yeah, 28. Now he'll be 29 in 4 days.
Ooh, in 4 days, July 5th.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know which way to lean right now. If I had to guess,
And Mike Trout is 31, so not much older.
if he's perfectly happy where he is and he's like a good teammate, likes his guys, they'll. To me, that the Angels will do everything they can to keep him. They'll
Yeah.
do right. The big contract, whatever it takes. So, I would lean. I know it's one against the field, but I would lean toward him staying. Being there, and especially if they make the playoffs and let him get a taste of. I don't know. Maybe that could backfire. If he got a taste of postseason baseball, he might want it every year, and the Dodgers are more likely to be there consistently.
Far more likely, yeah.
Than the Angels. Angels still need to add a couple if they want to be in the mix. As far as winning world championships. What year did they win one?
2000.
When they had the monkeys out.
3.
Is that when it was?
2000.
When Carlos Delgado hit 4 home runs in a.
It was 02 or 03, somewhere right in there. They beat Barry Bonds and the Giants.
Yep. Bonds ever win one? He did, didn't he? Was he there for those? Was he with the Giants for one of those
no,
three?
He never won one.
Already gone.
He got to the series.
He never won one then.
Nope.
Yeah. He was closer, maybe with the Pirates.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, he got there with the
Braves.
Giants. So,
yeah. They lost in,
Okay.
6 games to
the Giants, the Angels.
How about that? How it falls hand in hand. So the Giants have several nemesis from the L.A. area.
Yeah.
At least 2, right?
Yeah, Dodgers and the Angels.
Yeah. Oh, my goodness. That's
Angel in my pocket.
you guys didn't give me an answer. I'm disappointed. Stays or goes?
Goes.
Brett's hoping that he goes.
Doesn't
Across
have to go far.
Just across town. He can live at the same place, I'm guessing, wherever he's
It's
living.
only a 4-hour drive from.
L.A. to L.A.
He left his heart in San Francisco.
East L.A. to West L.A. and it's I don't even know if that's the directions they are. I'm guessing probably more north and
south.
South, yeah.
His
LA.
swing would work well in McCubby Cove, in my view.
Or Chavez Ravine, Brett says.
Okay.
Yeah, how many could he hit in the water?
I know. Splash.
Yeah,
A new
McCubby.
Splash brother.
The Cubs beat the Guardians on Friday afternoon 10-1. 13 hits in the game for the Cubs. The Cubs snapped a 4-game losing streak with that win over the Guardians. Those teams are almost identical. Cleveland is 39-42. The Cubs are 38-42. Opposite leagues, so it really don't matter there.
Yeah.
The Reds beat the Padres. Talked about that a little bit when we went on this morning. The Spencer Steer walk-off home run after a controversial play at the plate that didn't end the game. Steer's 2-run homer. What Cincinnati does, I don't know if this is a good idea or not. You know what they do if you hit a game-winning hit? They pull your shirt off. You're out there shirtless running around. Yeah. And poor old Spencer Steer didn't look like he had seen too much sunshine without the with the shirt off.
Mm-hmm.
Lenny says he hopes Ohtani, and that still doesn't answer my question. Do you think that he hopes he stays in Disneyland, down around Disneyland? Pods lose that game to the Reds 7-5. The Phillies fall to the Nationals 2-1. Twins over the Orioles 8-1. The Pirates beat the Brewers. I think this one had a walk-off. Yeah, it did. Carlos Santana, when he's not jamming on the guitar, he is hitting walk-off home runs for the Pittsburgh Pirates. Did anybody see the highlights of this? Oh, he stopped about 10 feet shy of home plate and danced.
Right.
You against that, or is it okay? He wasn't showing up the other team, I don't think. The other team was basically already off the field.
Yeah, if they're already,
if
they're already off.
And
the
he
field,
was just
Yeah,
celebrating
if they're off
with his
the
team.
field, that's okay.
I thought it was good.
Yeah,
I
if
mean,
it's a
it was just,
walk-off, then
yeah,
I'm
he
okay-
stopped
I'm
and
okay
danced
with
for
it.
about 5.
If it's in the middle
10
of the
seconds.
game, then
yeah, that's different.
No, that's
But they went 8-7 on that 2-run home run, which means down a run to a walk-off win, which is most exciting thing in sports or not? The walk-off home run, especially when
It
you're
is.
down one.
It is.
You think it is?
in baseball. I think.
Well,
it
but
is.
I didn't say baseball.
You said any sport.
Yeah. Is that bigger than the 3-point shot?
3-point
that,
shot for me.
or
to
the
win.
late touchdown in the final seconds that
3-point shot to win it at the buzzer.
or Kelsey and Mahomes winning a golf tournament by a stroke over Steph and Clay.
a 3 at the buzzer, down by 2.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
That's pretty.
It all really depends on the matchup
Yeah,
and what part
Yeah.
of the season it is. You know, I mean, if it's
if it's the A's and Royals, it's
not quite
It's
as
not that
glamorous.
exciting.
It's not quite as glamorous. And just like in basketball, if it's the two teams are not going to make the playoffs, if it's an NBA game, two teams that are not making the playoffs, it's not quite as – although it will lead Sports Center. I will say that. Who made some major cutbacks
Is there
this
anybody
week.
left to do
Susie
SportsCenter?
Colbert. Let go. That's the
38
only name I noticed. Who else?
Oh.
28-year career, wasn't it? At
27.
27.
I think.
At ESPN.
Jeff Van Gundy.
Jeff Van
Jeff Van
Gundy.
Gundy's gone?
Yeah.
Van Gundy.
Jalen Rose.
Yay! You got all right. Not a fan.
Keyshawn Johnson.
I take him or leave him. He's
Yeah.
okay. He's okay. For what they did.
Max Kellerman, too.
Kellerman,
That's,
too.
That's
Really?
2 off of that
Max Kellerman.
show.
So is the show gone?
I would guess so.
Yeah. They're wiping that show
Aren't they-
out in the morning. Yeah.
I shouldn't even say it this way. Is Mike Greenberg untouchable?
I wonder.
Because I'm guessing his salary's got to be one of the top.
He's got to be the highest paid
You would think so of
Yeah.
the ESPN shows.
Now, here's
on,
some more.
on air person.
There's more big
well,
names.
unless it's an athlete.
Who were some of the others, Brett?
Todd McShay,
Oh yeah, Todd.
Oh,
McShay,
wow.
NFL.
He'll be at the NFL Network today
draft
Steve
analyst.
Young.
because they'll
Oh,
I
the
did-
jettisoning Steve.
So
Young,
the Monday
too?
night crew, Booger still there?
How about Booger McFarland?
He's not on this list, so
So he survived the cut.
Matt Hasselbeck,
God.
Rob Ninkovich,
Rob Ninkovich.
Neil Everett from
Neil
Sports
Everett
Center.
from
Neil
Sports-
Everett was on with Dan Patrick yesterday, and I didn't realize that's what it was about, but that had to be what it was about.
LaFonso Ellis from NBA coverage.
NBA coverage.
David Pollock off of
That's what Denny just sent me. David Pollock is
Yeah,
gone.
Stephen Lowe made
Game
the
Day.
same
Off the-
comment. Stephen Lowe on
off the
Facebook.
ESPN show. Lenny also said David Pollock. Like him or not, I like. He's a SEC guy.
Oh, yeah.
He's SEC strong. He's Georgia
Peter
Bulldog.
Peach.
And but
Susie Colbert.
He was good
there
at what he
for
did.
27 years.
27
years.
years for Susie.
Yeah,
That's the most disappointing. You
It
know?
is. It's
You know,
probably the biggest shock.
It really is. I mean, you hate to see somebody that's gone that long, but you have to realize in any
That's
kind
what
of
these,
business
that's what
like
these
that.
companies do.
Yeah.
Well, the parent company's what? Disney,
It is
Discovery.
Disney. But the sad thing is, they'll hire people. You'll see them hire people and bring people in. That might be for half the salary.
Well,
that
they're
they
bringing in
would pay.
Pat McAfee
Are they?
for yeah.
Not a fan.
Well, they got to have
Not a fan of his show.
They got to have a
Why
big
not?
morning show, that 6 a.m. time slot.
They've never
But
been
it's-
able to solve the dissolving of Mike and Mike.
It's never been as good.
Never been as good.
Never been as good. I don't even pay it any
And he
attention.
tried all kind of combinations.
Bring Dan Patrick back, 6 a.m. ESPN radio.
I don't know if Dan
That'd
would ever
work.
go
No,
back
I
at
don't
this
think-
point.
I don't think so.
Because he's got it made right
Yeah.
now. He's actually got it made in what
Yeah.
he does. His own studio, his own rules. It's still
Now
a
that's Peacock.
very
right?
good money making business. Yeah, it is Peacock, but he's also on 360 radio stations throughout the United States too. So,
What's the closest one in our area?
I don't know.
I'll just have to go to TuneIn see if I can find it.
I just listened to it on.
Mike, you should watch it
XM
on Peacock because
XM
it's got
radio.
your favorite price on there. It's
Nothing?
not even a number; it's 4 letters.
Free.
Yeah.
Okay. You're talking my language.
You can subscribe to Peacock, but you get Dan Patrick for nothing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, thanks.
It's on my TV or my computer.
Because I need a morning.
Day.
I need a morning boost because Get Up is not getting down with me.
I don't watch. I don't know why, but I just don't. I can't get into the. I was so disappointed. I thought Mike and Mike was such a great duo together. And everything. And I know how many years did they?
17 years.
17. Yeah. All good things got to come to an end.
True.
It just seemed like that one came to an end a little early. I would have expected retirement to be the.
Well, that's because Greenberg, of course.
And where is Golick now?
I couldn't tell you.
Couldn't tell you.
See if you can find him. See if it tells you anything. I don't know how I got to that off of the Pirates walk-off home run.
Didn't one of his sons he had an ESPN?
Mike Jr.
Yeah. Mike Jr. Yeah. I don't know what happened to him. I assume he's gone too.
Yeah. Well, I hadn't heard from him in a while. So but now some of these guys are doing just radio stuff. They might and I don't listen to the radio near as much as I look at the TV channel.
I think they jettisoned everybody with 7-figure incomes. It seemed like.
It says Golick currently serves as an analyst for Pro Football Talk and as the analyst for Westwood One's broadcast of Thursday Night Football.
You know who owns Pro Football Talk?
Nope.
I don't know.
NBC.
I think it's Mike Florio.
Is it?
Himself.
Well, it says.
But it is covered by NBC has, that's who he broadcast on. And that's another one. That comes on right before Dan Patrick on, what's the thing? Peacock.
Peacock.
Yeah.
It says Wikipedia says
too.
the owner is NBC.
Okay. Well, I think he has control though, and can do what he wants with the.
And it was created in 2001 by Mike Florio, who is also the site's primary editor and contributor.
If you want football information, that is your best.
Okay.
I'm telling you, he has Chris Sims on 3 days a week, Peter King on one day a week.
I love Peter King.
And I can't remember the other guy's name he's got on there, but
Michael David Smith.
Yeah, they're in their break right now. I mean, before training camps start, they take a little month off or so.
Well, the whole NFL does.
But it is getting ready to crank up, and I'm telling you, they're really good. And the best time is Monday mornings. They break it down. They're really good at.
What's the name of the show?
Pro Football
Talk.
Okay.
Yeah, on Peacock. You'd enjoy them, Mike. Mike Florio.
Yeah, I like Mike Florio. I remember hearing him when. Well,
you know what he did before he got into this? He was an attorney.
Yeah.
So he's pretty good on that side of things too when it comes to any
a lot of legal issues in sport,
yes.
pro sport.
Yes. And what about the amount of guys getting suspended now in the NFL for gambling? Mm-hmm. Did you see, 5 more this week?
Yeah.
And one of them just raised Cain about it. Well, guess what? You're not going to win this battle.
Nope.
We got plenty of other people looking to take your spot today. Absolutely. If you're going to continue to gamble, somebody will be playing on the field in your spot.
If you want to make that career-changing decision.
I saw all the rules the other day, and some of the little fine. You can't get somebody to place a bet for you. That's the same as gambling. You cannot get a person to place a bet. I don't know how they'd ever prove that, but at some point they could probably find out. That was one of the ones that caught my eye. Obviously, you can't gamble on any game, but you can't get somebody to place a bet for you either. And I think that's what a lot of the guys were doing. I think that's what they were doing to keep their name out of it. Is having somebody. It's still the same because you're benefiting either off of your win or your loss.
That's right.
Or something. So that's got to be hard to monitor, though. I would not want to be the people. I don't know how they find out. That. The bet was placed for, Joe Cool over here, placed by somebody different. But if they catch you, you're going to be sitting out a while without pay. And I totally understand it. They don't want to ever give any indication that sports are fixed, that sports can be fixed. That would ruin it. It would ruin the sport.
That would lose all credibility.
The Red Sox finally won a game. They snapped their 5-game losing streak last night. Hit 3 home runs in the game at Toronto. Shut out the Blue Jays by a score of 5-0. Jaron Durant had 2 of those home runs. And I wanted to see, here we go, Paxton got the win. Moves 4-1 because to shut out Toronto on their home stadium, I could never see a pitching staff like Boston's doing that, but they did it last night. Mike's Giants beat the Mets. Still cannot figure out the Mets. 10 games below 500. 5-4 last night in that game. Patrick Bailey 3-run homer in the 8th to lift the Giants past the Mets in New York.
And we're 10 games over.
10 games over 500 and looking strong. Strongest they've been in a while, right, Mike?
Strongest in 2 or 3 years. I mean, not since they had that 100-win season and then bounced out of the playoffs, certainly.
Hottest team in baseball, though, the Atlanta Braves. What'd you say, Brett? 14 out of their last 15?
Yeah.
They have won. It doesn't even look like it's an effort. They win 14 out of 15. If somebody else did that, it'd be all over the news.
Yeah.
But the Braves just do it so consistently. 54-27, they have won 2/3 of their games this season. Do the math on that, Brett. What's their projected win total if they're 54-27?
We're pretty much at the halfway point, right?
Yeah. Well, 54-27 is
81.
85.
108.
Or 70, 81.
108.
That is
108 wins.
108. And the record's
17 or 18.
I don't know if they can stay as hot as they've been.
Probably not.
And Tampa's 57-28, so that's.
And Olsen just continues to hit home runs. 2 last night. And I don't know what that puts him to, but he's got to be close to 30 as well. Wasn't that Ohtani was 30 and that's leading the league?
Yeah.
Well, Olsen's got to be right there.
Tampa's on pace for 109.
109.
The home run leaders.
Do you believe it'll be the Braves and Tampa in the World Series?
That's who I picked when the season started.
You may be right.
No reason to change. Olsen has
I
28,
may be crazy.
28 home runs.
That man crazy.
Wow, Olsen. He's like the Freeman replacement, right?
Yeah.
And he's been all-star like.
Yeah, it's down to those two for the starting
Is it?
first baseman on the National League All-Star team.
Where does Freeman have an advantage?
Name.
He's a Dodger. And
Just
he's in
namesake.
LA, and that's about it.
Freeman is hitting higher batting average.
Does he?
320.
And what's Olsen?
246.
Wow, that's a big difference. Home runs for Freddie?
Let's see. Olsen, 28 home runs, 67 RBIs. Freeman has 14 home runs, 53 RBIs. Olsen definitely better power numbers.
I love Freddie Freeman, but I would vote for Olsen, and I'll tell you why. He's been a leader on a team that's in first place.
Mm-hmm.
Freddie Freeman has 11 stolen bases.
That will not matter. That's amazing.
11 out of 12.
I didn't even know he could run. He picks and chooses wisely, I would think.
Olsen has 1. He's 1 for 1.
1 for 1. Yeah. I would give the edge, like I said, to Olsen just for that reason only, because the Braves are sitting on top in their division, and he is one of the reasons why. And the Dodgers right now sit where, second?
Yeah,
second behind.
I think they're in second. They might be tied for second.
We're getting ready to get to that. The Astros, another team you better watch out for.
Too early to look.
Playoff time. Too early to look. Astros beat the Rangers 5-3. The Dodgers over the Royals 9-3. A lot of blue in the stadium last night in Kansas City. The Tigers fall to the Rockies.
A lot of empty blue seats.
A lot of empty blue seats.
Oh, yeah, in KC.
They're just waiting on football season.
Yep.
And when they win a third title. In the 4th overall, but 3rd.
Well, it says 22,000. That ain't bad.
No, it's not. The A's had their biggest crowd of the year a couple weeks ago, and it was 27. Rockies over the Tigers 8-5. D-backs 6. The Angels 2. Athletics over the White Sox 7-4. Tampa Bay 15 runs last night. They're 57-28. They have cooled off though since that first month, a little bit. 15-4 over the Mariners, and the Yankees and the Cardinals were suspended last night. And let's see, postponed, will be made up Saturday as a doubleheader. So they didn't even start, I'm guessing.
Doesn't look like it.
Did not even start. And speaking of the Cardinals, and got to mention Alec Burleson. Alec Burleson had a first this week. You guys know what it was in the major leagues? Alec Burleson.
I do not know.
who is the? I'm trying to think of the Astros. Bregman. Bregman hit a grand slam in that game the other night, off of Alec Burleson.
Oh.
So Burleson, the score was so lopsided, they were putting position players into pitch.
Pitch.
And Burleson, they known, he's pitched before, so
Yeah.
he goes in the pitch, gives up the grand slam to Bregman.
He did strike out someone. It says he's got one strikeout.
Yeah, he got his first major league strikeout and gave up his first major league grand slam. But I thought that was pretty neat to see Shohei Burleson. Maybe not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah, but I don't know how long he went. Does that say anything about how did he pitch one inning?
One inning.
Yeah. That's usually what they do with those position
find
guys, unless they just happen to get somebody 3 up and 3 down.
Oh yeah, that was a 14-0 game.
Yeah.
So he pitched the 9th, I guess. Let's see. Yeah, 1 inning, 6 hits,
Woo!
4 earned runs, 1 strikeout. Got an ERA of 36.
Yeah, well, he's known for his hitting now.
I was trying to see. Let's see. I can find who he struck out here.
And do you think that the manager automatically just points at you and says, "Will you go to the mound," or does he kind of ask you first in a situation like that when you're a position player? Because there's a chance like that you could get hammered.
Mm-hmm.
He gave up first 4 batters, single, home run. Then a ground out, a strikeout. He struck out Gray Kessinger. Then 2 more singles and then a pop-up.
So he did work his way out of the inning. But it took how many batters? 8? 7 or 8?
9.
9.
Yeah.
Okay. 7, 8, or 9.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he got to face everybody that way.
Yeah.
He got to see them all.
6 hits and 3 outs.
Tampa Bay has the best record in baseball, but they don't have it by much because the Braves in the National League are staring right down at them. The Braves actually have less losses than Tampa, but Tampa's played a few more games. Tampa's 57-28. They lead the Orioles by 6.5. The Orioles were gaining a little bit, gaining, but now they fell back because lost 3 straight games here toward the end of the week, did the Orioles. 6.5 back. Yankees are 10 back. Toronto is 11 back. Red Sox 15 back. Red Sox are the only team in the division below 500, and they are only 1 game below 500. But I'm tired of watching them because they're not consistent at all. And I would almost rather them be, 20 and, well, not 20 and 60. That'd be pretty bad, but, you know what I'm saying. I mean, I would almost rather them be completely out of it
but
than flirting like
with them
they are.
being right at 500, they're 1 or 2 trades away at the trade deadline from
They're not going after
getting
anybody.
into the playoffs.
They're not going after anybody. I see what you're saying. You can't look at it first place. They're only 5 games
And
out
that's
of
what
third
I think
place.
about the Dodgers. The Dodgers did not do much in the offseason to get better. They kind of let themselves get a little worse in the offseason.
Boston got a lot worse. They lost
but with the Dodgers
Padre, what's his
being
name?
11
Bogarts.
games over 500, they can make a trade or 2 and have a World Series roster.
Lenny said Red Sox scored 5 runs last night. How many do you think they scored in the 4 previous games combined?
Must be low.
4.
Mm.
In 4 games, they scored 4 runs, and then last night they scored 5. I don't, if Boston's not scoring runs, Boston's not going to win games because that Fenway Park's made for hitters, and Boston needs to be scoring 8 runs a game. They need to be scoring 8 runs a game to 7 to 8 anyway.
Yeah, they gave up 22 in those 4.
Yeah.
Got outscored 22-4.
Yep. Now, listen, Lenny says, here's the scary thing. Atlanta's staff is in limbo right now. Max Fried and Kyle Wright are on the DL, and Mike Soroka is just coming back from a major 2-year injury.
Yeah.
And the Braves are still winning.
Yeah, Soroka hadn't pitched well yet. Now, he might get there. But
how many games have the Braves played where they just stuck a big foot in your rear end in the first inning? I mean, didn't they score 5 last night in the first?
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 in the first, and what was the final score of the game?
16-4.
You don't even want to be there.
And Miami actually scored 3 in the third to make it 5-3.
Yeah.
But then the Braves came in and got 2.
Well, Miami was all cocky and walking with their head held high because they had just swept the Red Sox in Boston. Well, that ain't saying much.
But they are playing. They're 13 games over 500.
They are a good team, yeah. And that don't even mean they'll win this series, but I mean the Braves just make a statement early in a lot of their games. They do. I mean they get out in front, and then it's demoralizing if you're on the other side, especially if you're in Atlanta and got to stand out there in that humidity for 9 long innings after being down that far. It's tough. Makes it really tough. Let's see, where did I get to? Minnesota leads the Central. How about this? 41-42 gets you first place in the American League.
Here you go. Here's the average
Central.
First inning runs scored.
Braves lead the league.
They average 1 run per first inning.
Yeah, nobody else does averages a full run, right?
Dodgers are second at .81.
How many games have they scored .81 in the first inning?
All of them. And then the Mets average .28. That's the bottom.
They must give up .50 at the end in the ninth or something, because the Mets still not with too good of a record, not with all the talent and expectations on that team. Twins do lead the Central, even though they're a game under 500. They lead Cleveland by a game, Detroit by 5, Chicago White Sox by 5.5, Royals by 17.5. How many people? Yeah, you said
a forgotten division.
Yeah, well, the Royals last night, Brett said they had 25,000, something like that, in their stadium last night, and
22,
and they were playing the Dodgers. Most of them were there to see the Dodgers. Even Royals fans went because the Dodgers were in town.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, you just don't have any big names on. I mean,
No
it's
George
sad,
Brett.
Yeah.
It is. The Rangers lead the West in the American League, 49-33. Astros only 4 back. The Angels 6 back. Mariners 10 back. And the A's 28 games out. Still just 22 wins on the season for the A's. In the National League, Braves 54-27. Just looking here, they're 28-15 at home, 26-12 away. I mean, that's just consistency. Run differential plus 129, won 6 straight, 9 of the last 10. I just say, I think they're the best team in baseball right now, even better than Tampa at this point. Miami 7 back, Phillies 11, Mets 18.5, Nationals 21. The Reds basically, they are in first place. It's not tied. They are in first place in the Central, 44-38. Lead Milwaukee by a game. Milwaukee, to me, has been very inconsistent. I mean, 3 in a row wins, 4 in a row loss, just goes back and forth. Pittsburgh is 4.5 out, 3 games below 500. The Cubs are 5 out, and the Cardinals 10 games out. And I got to say at this point, the Cardinals are not coming back from this. Every time they look like they've turned it around, they're just not coming back. I mean, they win 3 in a row, but then they lose 4. I mean, it's just not happening for them.
It is the tightest division as far as separation of first place to last place.
I just don't know if the Reds now all of a sudden seem like the team to beat, though. I mean, they were mediocre till 2 weeks ago, and they caught fire, and now you may not be able to cool them off enough to catch them. Anybody, as far as that goes. Arizona leads the West 49-34, followed by the Dodgers 2 out. Giants 2.5 out. Really good race there. Disappointing Padres 11.5 out. And the Rockies are 16.5. So I'm going to throw these into a cup here. The Padres, the St. Louis Cardinals, the New York Mets, those 3. Which one's been the most disappointing? The Mets, the Cardinals, and the Padres.
Because of what the Mets have on the roster, the Mets.
Yeah. It may be a little more for the Padres because they were there last year.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Yeah. They made it to the
championship
NLCS.
NLCS.
And just for the fact that you made it there, and all of a sudden,
and they added players.
Was this Snell's first year?
No, he was there.
Okay,
he was there last year. Who did they add? Bogarts. It's his first year with them. Nelson Cruz, Gary Sanchez.
Gary Sanchez, longtime Yankee catcher.
Yeah, I mean, I guess he's really their backup. He doesn't play every day.
We're running a little behind. Quick note before we go to timeout. Lenny says one name I do know on the Royals roster was sent to Texas last night. Aroldis Chapman, the closer, right? Former Yankee. Roster-wise, I think the Padres that's Lenny saying that's his biggest disappointment is and Denny weighs in and says the same thing. Padres, all that talent.
Okay.
Yeah. I think both of those are. Who was my third team? I think both of those are more disappointing.
Mets and Cardinals.
Than the Cardinals, because the Cardinals, even though they were picked to win a division, last year they didn't really. I mean, they made the playoffs, right, last year, but
I'm not even sure.
I think they did, but they went out quietly. They didn't last long. And this year they just never really got off to a good start at all. I mean, but the Padres, I mean, they got some big names on that team. They've spent some money. We think about the Mets because they're in New York and they did, but probably the salary that's on the Mets team will be, in 3 years won't look gigantic, because
in 3 years
gets overpaid.
Verlander and Scherzer, they'll probably be gone in 3 years. I mean, that's two of the things they did was bring in big name pitchers, but
they bring in big name pitchers, but something always happens. Is it injuries or I don't know what all? It's just
let's see
something always happens.
How many games those guys have started? Scherzer started 14 games and Verlander 10. So that means Verlander missed a few of his starts.
Yeah.
Scherzer's 7-2. Verlander's only 2-4. But their ERA is similar, but neither one great. Both around 4 runs.
Yep. You know,
maybe they just went after a little too aging play. They're 38 and 40, or their ages. So
wow.
I mean that might be part of the problem.
Yeah, it looks like they're going after these really big name players, but well after their prime.
Yeah,
well after their prime, and that's catching up with them.
Pete Alonso's hitting 217.
Oh my gosh,
that's not good. Francisco Lindor 225. And that's their two biggest stars on offense.
Yeah, and Lindor's not a power hitter.
Yeah, he's 225 with 16 home runs.
He does have 16.
Alonso's hit 24 home runs,
right,
but still to only hit 217, and that's
not very good.
Not good.
Not very good. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll be back with more sports talk here in just a moment. We'll cover a little Legion baseball.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit MooneyInsurance.com. Darrell Hatchett Family Dentistry is not just a name, it's the way you're treated the minute you walk in. A full-service dental practice with over 20 years' experience and lifelong resident of Catawba and Lincoln County. His commitment and caring run deep in the community. Located at the intersection of Highway 150 and Business 16 in Denver, he's convenient to where you are. Open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, so look no further for your dentist than Darrell Hatchett Family Dentistry. Call 704-489-9919 for your appointment or more information. Darrell Hatchett Family Dentistry.
The selection of brand new Can-Ams has never been better than right now at Al Lane Motorsports in Lincoln. They have just received a big new shipment of Can-Ams. Also kids, ATV, and dirt bikes. in stock and ready to roll. And don't forget about the huge selection of Toro mowers, zero turns, and even push mowers. From your front yard to the back roads, see Al Lane Motorsports, located at 3636 East Highway 27 in Lincoln. Online at AlLaneMotorsports.com. Like them on Facebook too, and they have golf carts. Now, for a limited time, take up to 20% off the cash price of a new Skag mower at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. But that's not all. Take up to 15% off if you finance it. And 0% financing for 48 months is available with approved credit. And Bean Brothers has financing available for credit scores as low as 550. That's Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Lake Electric Company was founded in 1984. They are licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Safety and quality is first in everything they do. For all your electrical needs, serving Lincoln County, Catawba County, Burke County, Mecklenburg County, and all the surrounding counties. When it has to be done right, call Lake Electric. Let them take care of your family. Lake Electric Company, 4362 Providence Mill Road, Maiden. Call 704-483-4000. Online at lakeelectric.com.
Hey, you overachiever. Yes, you. Need to hit refresh? Time to break and head to McDonald's for an ice cold drink. Try that delicious new frozen Hawaiian punch or a refreshing frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry or tasty frozen Coke. Any size frozen drink is only $1.89. Or get a McCafe iced coffee and get any size, any flavor for the same price. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola and Fanta are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company. Hawaiian Punch is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Tim Johnson here from WLON. Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years' experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They service over 40 states. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineer certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincoln, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivalledmetalbuildings.com.
And welcome back. Sports Talk. Glad to have you with us Saturday morning, approaching 9:30, 4th of July week.
That's it.
You ready for it, Mike?
Sure. We're going.
Where does July 4th? Nah, this may be a question I shouldn't ask, but because we all should be very happy and proud of our country and things like that. And I don't think I'm saying that it's not, but where does it rank on your list of holidays?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody answered. Obviously, it's not first.
Not first.
My first two are Christmas and Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Then Halloween.
That's his. That's Sullivan's.
Then maybe for
And Halloween, we don't even get the day off.
I know.
You know, but
Right.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, I hate to be anti-American, but just the weather.
Yeah, I know exactly.
Moves it
That's
lower.
a lot.
Like
It's so hot.
I like New Year's,
Yeah.
New Year's Eve, and New Year's.
New Year's
better.
is
New Year's. You get some
New Year's.
good football bowl
That's right.
games.
That's why it's the holiday season. You know, you got all those together
Yeah.
from Thanksgiving to New Year's is what,
Yeah.
about a month, 5 weeks,
Mm-hmm.
something like that. But yeah, it's a holiday. We celebrate America. But I can do that inside in the air conditioning and be fine. I'll just put it that way. I can be fine with it celebrating in the AC,
Yep.
not getting out in the North Carolina or the southern humidity that we have to deal with. And it's going to be
This week's going to be.
it's going to be rough. It's going to be rough, it looks like. Final Area 4 standings in American Legion Baseball real quick here. In the Eastern Division, Queen City went 8-2, Mint Hill 7-3, the Gaston Braves 6-4, Matthews 6-4, Lincoln County 3-7, and Gastonia 0-10, all in division play. In the Western Division, Cleveland County was the champion of the Western Division, going 9-3 in division play. Cherville won their last four, Mike,
Yeah.
to go 7-5 and move into a second place tie with Asheville at 7-5. But did Cherville beat them twice?
Yes.
That's how they got the tiebreaker. I knew they got the tiebreaker. I just didn't know if I knew they beat them one time. I wasn't sure about the other. Rutherford County, who was like maybe 6-0 or 5-0, they wound up being 6-6 in division.
Yeah, they were
play.
the leader there
They
at
were.
the midway point.
Burke County 6-6 as well. Caldwell 5-7. And what an interesting night between Caldwell and Cherville
Yes, it
on Wednesday
was.
night. Another round of
Just
whatever.
kind of echoes of the old rivalry between those
It did.
two programs.
Yeah, I had sent a few people a text that brought back the old days with
Oh,
the
yeah.
ending of that game.
It did.
Controversial ending where the third and last Caldwell coach was ejected from the game, which a few players had also been
Yeah.
ejected, but with no coaches, it's automatic forfeit. Game ended. Cherville was up 10-3 anyway,
Right.
but
yes.
the game ended, and just kind of a weird.
So it was
weird
because
type
all
ending.
the coaches had been ejected.
That's what. Oh yeah, got to have a coach. Can't.
I thought maybe the officials had just had enough of the.
Well, I think that had to be a lot of it too.
Yeah.
They're out there in pretty hot weather themselves, right? Out there, yeah. Everybody's irritated, when the heat and humidity set in. But that was one of the wildest finishes. Even saw Richard Smith, a longtime Lincoln coach and player, up there and talked to him a little bit. I said, "You ever seen one end like that?" And he said, "Can't say as I have."
Yeah, right. You're there to see his grandson Colin Huss for post 100.
Caldwell finishes 5-7. Hickory finishes at 2-10. Just real quick here, we'll go down to the. Well, not real quick. If you want to talk about some of these, Mike, we'll talk about them. But Area 4 playoffs begin tonight, 7 o'clock at Higher Seeds. It's going to be Matthews, number 4 of the East, taking on Burke County, number 5 of the West. That'll open tonight in Matthews, and I'm not sure where they play their games. I don't know if it's at Butler High or where.
Butler.
Is it?
Well, it was last year, but I
know
don't
at
know.
one time they played at Butler.
That's right.
Also, number 3 in the West, Asheville, will host number 6 East Gastonia in a best-of-5 series beginning tonight. Hickory, number 7 seed in the West, will go to Mint Hill, who is number 2 tonight. And Mint Hill, last time I went to a game at Mint Hill, it was at Independence High.
Independence High.
Okay. Don't know if that's still the case. Number 5, Lincoln County, number 5 out of the East, will be going to Rutherford County, the number 4 in the West. the best 3 out of 5.
Good little hike up to McNair Park for Lincoln County.
But it's no Asheville to Gastonia trip.
Well, that's true. No, that's
I was just looking to see.
That's the greatest distance.
Yeah, I think that Matthews to Burke and Asheville and Gastonia.
Yeah.
Those probably the 2 longest trips.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing would have been worse, I guess, if Asheville would have been playing Queen City or
right,
somebody down in there.
Now, where does Asheville play its home games? Does he?
West Henderson, maybe. I think I saw something. They used to play at AC Reynolds some. They played at Tourist Park some.
Mm-hmm.
But I think I saw that they were playing at West Henderson. That might have just been one game or something, but West Henderson was mentioned at some point. So Lincoln County going to Rutherford. I don't know exactly for Lincoln County folks who may be making the trip. You probably already know. It can be played at McNair Park in Forest City.
It will be.
Is it?
No, because McNair has they're hosting the
junior.
No, how about the team that plays in the Wooden Bat League?
Yeah, Forest City. It used to be the Owls.
Owls, it still is.
Is that who it is?
Okay, so that game's going to be played at East Rutherford.
East Rutherford. And you're 100% sure of that. Now, Neb might have.
I read that on Richard Walker's CarolinaHub.com.
That's good. That's where I'm looking, and I'll give him credit as well.
Yep.
I'm reading all his pairings on here as well.
That's where we get most of our Legion information.
Cherryville will get the winner of this series. Cherryville gets a bye. Cherryville, Cleveland County, and Queen City all got first-round byes due to their records in their division. But Cherryville will play the winner of the Gaston Braves, and I called it the other night. Caldwell County. I said they're bound to meet in a series after the way that mess ended the other night.
Boy, that's going to be.
I don't know that they'll beat the Gaston Braves, but if they do, then you got your series between Cherryville.
I don't see them beating the Braves, but who knows?
Mm-hmm. It will be tough.
And I think the Braves they're a team you got to be careful with in the playoffs.
Sure.
They usually play pretty well.
Yep. Well, they draw from South Point and East Gaston. That's 2 of their schools, and those produce very good baseball players. They have in the past.
And there's a good rivalry going between Cherryville and the Gaston Braves.
Mm-hmm.
That's
and they don't play each other during the regular season.
That's right.
And then they, it seems like every year, we talked about this before we went on air, Mike. It seems like every year they hook up with Gaston in a series.
In the series, just like they did last year,
Yep.
which we did some of the radio games.
Yeah, it was warm down there those days too.
Oh, boy.
Here's the second round, how it stacks up in case I didn't mention them all. The bye team, Cleveland County, will play the winner of Matthews and Burke. The Asheville Gastonia winner will play the Mint Hill Hickory winner. Mm-hmm. So the favorites there are Asheville and Mint Hill.
Yeah,
that could be your second round matchup. Mm-hmm. Queen City, who's getting a bye, will play the winner of Lincoln County and Rutherford County. And the Gaston Braves Caldwell winner will play at Cherryville. And, of course, those are set for July 6th, the start on July 6th, which will be Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that right? Or
days of
Thursday?
1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th.
Thursday.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On the 6th, which would be Thursday. Yeah, that's right. It's always a day earlier than the previous series because it's every 6 days. So the semifinals would be July 12th through the 19th, and the finals for the area could be a one game or could be best of 3. Most likely in Area 4 it will only be one game because both teams will be going at that point to Bowie's Creek to play at Campbell University.
The best series should be the semis, best of 7.
Say that again?
I mean, the best of 7 series is the big one, the semis, because that gets you into the state tournament, right?
Yes. It does. Try and answer a few of these texts here, and I'll get back to them in just a minute. So, Mike, you've seen your share of Legion ball this summer.
Quite a bit.
Who's your favorites to make it to the
Well, I've really liked Cleveland County, and I've seen them twice against Cherryville. And Post 100's only scored 2 runs in 15 innings against Post 82 hyphen 155. So they got good pitching, or at least they did the 2 times I watched them against Cherryville. And consistently, they're 9-3. They've been very consistent all season. Got a couple guys from Burns, I think, one or two of the pitchers who led Burns High School to the 3A crown this spring. So right now, I think Cleveland County has been consistent.
Great pitching.
Great pitching.
All their games are low scoring, but they're holding teams to 1-2-0, getting some shutouts there.
You always have to look at the teams with that have the pitching depth, and of course Cherville had a great week and vaulted into second place. They've got some, probably 4 quality starters, and you got to give them a shot without question. They're playing well right now after struggling much of the year, but it only matters what you do.
It looks like for Cherville, if they hit,
they
can beat anybody.
Yeah,
if they can beat it, because they got the pitching and the defense,
and their hitting.
It's been there.
The hitting has not been there until this week, and they've had a couple 9-run games, a 10-run game.
And I'm going to tell you right now, Lincoln County has got some hitters. Their shortage is the pitching.
Lincoln County can score.
They do. They can score runs. So we'll see how that one goes as well. Lenny says he thinks Asheville might be playing a doubleheader today, potentially playing a doubleheader.
I think that's right.
So they don't have to travel back and forth. But you know what? They couldn't got much better opponent for travel than Cleveland County. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm looking at the wrong thing.
Yeah.
Cleveland's got I was reading the score.
Don't do that.
Where is it they're going? Where is it Asheville's going?
Asheville's going.
Gastonia. Yeah, I could see that. Go ahead and play 2.
Yeah, play 2.
2 in Asheville, and then you play 2 in Gastonia if it goes to the 4th game.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Lenny says either of those opponents would be bad blood games for Cherville, Gaston Braves, or Caldwell.
Either one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's see. Post 100 won 6 games in 7 days. This is from Ned. Post 100 won 6 games in 7 days, 4 on the road to move from 6th to 2nd in 1 week.
That's right.
Asheville plays at West Henderson, so he does confirm that. They're playing their games at West Henderson. And terrific rainstorm to greet David and Mike at Gaston Braves versus Cherville last season.
Oh,
yeah, we
boy,
did.
We did.
We
were able to confirm that Rutherford County is playing at East Rutherford High, rather than McNair. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know. You'd already called that, Mike.
Yeah,
you
I think that's right.
You already said they were.
Yeah. I just want to make sure somebody else corroborated that.
Let's see here. Lincoln County and Rutherford County. I just want to see if it had it on what Richard put out yesterday as well. And of course, the only game I can't find on here is only matchup I can't find it. Here it is. It does not on the dot where he's just got all 5 games marked. It does not have the location. We do know when they're at Lincoln County, they'll play at East Lincoln. But I cannot confirm yet. Maybe Ned would know if Rutherford is playing their home games. And maybe it's just one. Maybe maybe the Owls are at home.
That's right.
One night,
Could
and
be
then
just one night.
I don't know. Maybe they'll play there. If
I love that ballpark.
Gets deep enough. Yeah, it's really nice. McNair Park, right there in the middle of Forest City.
Mm-hmm.
So, it is that. Butch sends me a message and said, "You've lived here all your life. The heat shouldn't be a surprise." It's not.
No, but it's annually dreaded.
Yeah. If Butch is going to breakfast, I'll have to give him an analogy to that. What he just sent me. I don't want to do it on the air. Lenny says pitching gives them a chance every night, but they need to back it up with a little hitting. Cherville, that is.
That's true.
Yep, they have. They have been blessed with a pretty good pitching staff. We got to take our final time out. We appreciate you tuning in to Sports Talk this morning. Back with the 4th quarter in a moment.
Tim Johnson here from WLON. Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years' experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They service over 40 states. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineer certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincolnton, or call 848-8676. Also, check their website out at unrivalmetalbuildings.com.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Call Mooney Insurance in Maiden or East Lincoln Insurance in Denver or visit mooneyinsurance.com. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry is not just a name, it's the way you're treated the minute you walk in. A full-service dental practice with over 20 years' experience and lifelong resident of Catawba and Lincoln County. His commitment and caring run deep in the community. Located at the intersection of Highway 150 and Business 16 in Denver, he's convenient to where you are. Open Monday through Thursday from 8 to 5, so look no further for your dentist than Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry. Call 704-489-9919 for your appointment or more information. Daryl Hatchett Family Dentistry.
The selection of brand new Can-Ams has never been better than right now at Al Lane Motorsports in Lincoln. They have just received a big new shipment of Can-Ams. Also kids, ATV, and dirt bikes in stock and ready to roll. And don't forget about the huge selection of Toro mowers, zero turns, and even push mowers. From your front yard to the back roads, see Al Lane Motorsports, located at 3636 East Highway 27 in Lincoln. Online at allanemotorsports.com. Like them on Facebook too. And they have golf carts. Now, for a limited time, take up to 20% off the cash price of a new Skag mower at Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply in Lincoln. But that's not all. Take up to 15% off if you finance it. And 0% financing for 48 months is available with approved credit. And Bean Brothers has financing available for credit scores as low as 550. That's Bean Brothers Hardware and Supply, 969 Reachville Road in Lincoln. Online at beanbrothershardware.com. Like them on Facebook too.
Lake Electric Company was founded in 1984. They are licensed in North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and Virginia. Safety and quality is first in everything they do. For all your electrical needs, serving Lincoln County, Catawba County, Burke County, Mecklenburg County, and all the surrounding counties. When it has to be done right, call Lake Electric. Let them take care of your family. Lake Electric Company, 4362 Providence Mill Road, Maiden. Call 704-483-4000. Online at lakeelectric.com.
Hey, you overachiever. Yes, you. Need to hit refresh? Time to break and head to McDonald's for an ice-cold drink. Try that delicious new frozen Hawaiian Punch or a refreshing frozen Fanta Blue Raspberry or tasty frozen Coke. Any size frozen drink is only $1.89. Or get a McCafe iced coffee and get any size, any flavor for the same price. There are drinks. Then there are drinks from McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer or combo meal. Coca-Cola and Fanta are registered trademarks of the Coca-Cola Company. Hawaiian Punch is a registered trademark of Dr. Pepper 7-Up, Inc.
Century Drug in Boger City is the first pharmacy in the area to offer peace of mind for you, your caregivers, and for your family with a convenient poly pouch, strip pouch system, just like the one you've seen on TV. No more sorting through and keeping up with your multiple bottles of medication. No more filling daily reminder boxes. No more calling in meds and worrying about refills. You'll receive all your medications once a month in a box that dispenses a convenient, easy-to-open strip pouch that is perfectly labeled for breakfast, lunch, bedtime, etc. Century will be the link between you and your doctor to assure you that your medication profile is up to date and refillable. In other words, Century Drug will do all the work. You just take your medications and be healthy and happy. Call or come by for a visit today. 704-735-2551. Century Drug, East Main Street in Lincolnton.
Tim Johnson here from WLON. Folks, if you are looking to buy a new metal building, let me tell you the place to go. Unrivaled Metal Buildings in Lincolnton. With over 20 years' experience, they specialize in metal carports, garages, RV covers, storage sheds, and more. They service over 40 states. They offer bank financing and a credit-free rent-to-own program. All of their units are engineer certified to meet local wind and snow requirements. Commercial sizes are available as well. Address is 2541 East Main Street, Lincolnton, or call 844-848-8676. Also, check their website out at UnrivalledMetalBuildings.com.
Are we back? As July 4th approaches, I always think about two of the most famous owners in sports that celebrated July 4th as their birthday. Can you tell me
owners in sports?
Yeah. Can you tell me what two owners in sports?
I know a famous musician who always has a 4th of July bash.
Who's that?
Willie Nelson.
Does he? Well, you said has a July 4th bash.
I'm talking about his birthday.
Well, what in the world is that? There's a lot of people have July 4th bashes.
Yeah.
I want to know who celebrates their birthday born on the 4th of July.
Born on the 4th of July.
Two major owners.
Tom Cruise and the movie at the same time.
Mainly from back in they're both gone now. I'll just tell you that much. They're both not with us any longer. But they were two famous owners.
George Steinbrenner.
George Steinbrenner was born on July 4th.
Charlie Finley. No.
I don't know if he was or not, but he's not the one I've got in my mind.
Al Davis.
Bingo.
All right.
Bingo. Way to go. I mean, that was, yeah. Al Davis and George Steinbrenner were the villains of their time, but very successful as owners. And tell me if I'm wrong about that. I may be totally wrong, but I think both of those, I feel pretty sure, both are July 4th birthdays.
You know anyone personally? I don't.
That has July 4th? I hate to say yes or no because somebody might call, send me a message, say, you mean you didn't know it was my birthday?
Yeah, no.
So, yes, I remember you. I won't mention it on the air, though. You might
Yankee
not
Doodle.
You might want privacy on that day.
Yankee Doodle Dandy was born on the 4th of July. The song, right?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a Yankee Doodle Dandy, born on the
4th of July.
I'm guessing you got that one right.
Yeah.
I've never met him. Of course, I never met Steinbrenner or Al Davis either. I say Steinbrenner. Also, I chose Independence Day versus the 4th. So he calls it Independence Day. This is Ned. It just means more. And I understand that, Independence Day.
Yeah.
Is probably what we should call it.
Yeah, well, July 4th, that's just the date.
It is. It is. But that's what people say, the July 4th holiday. Nobody says the December 25th holiday.
No.
Yeah. Think about it. Yep, he's talking about Steinbrenner. But, Al Davis, too. Did you see that, Brett, to confirm it? Maybe you should just look up famous July 4th birthdays and see if there's anybody else out there. I bet you there. I bet there's an actor.
Tom Cruise.
Is Cruise? It really is his?
Yeah.
Wow. And he played that part, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, in the movie.
So you didn't know that, Mike. You didn't know
I
his
didn't know
birthday.
it was his real birthday.
Yeah.
No.
That's very ironic right there to know
for
that.
Sure.
Geraldo Rivera?
Yeah.
Hey.
He's passed away. He's left us, hadn't he?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, I didn't mean to write him off too. Sorry about that, Geraldo.
The rumors of his death have been greatly exaggerated.
Yeah.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Post Malone.
Yeah.
David Hasselhoff.
Hasselhoff
Black Knight.
probably about, what, 70? Knocking on 70 these days,
Yeah.
maybe?
More than that.
He was born in 52, so he'll be
He's
71.
knocking on 70.
He's not knocking on 70.
Hope he's not knocking on heaven.
He's knocking on 71.
Yeah.
And Tom Cruise was born in 62, 10 years younger.
Oh, same age as one of our people in here.
Bill Withers.
Bill Withers, Lean on Me.
Lean on Me.
Yeah,
Calvin
Ain't
He
No
did
Sunshine.
pass away.
Calvin
Bill Withers.
Coolidge.
Calvin Coolidge, yeah. I think he's gone too.
Yeah, he's
Nathaniel
been gone a
Hawthorne.
while.
Nathaniel Hawthorne.
Yeah, he left us in the
he's long
19th
gone.
century.
Yeah.
No.
What's Nathaniel Hawthorne famous for?
Author, Scarlet Letter.
I mean, is that the one? Is that the
Yeah,
Scarlet
he
Letter
wrote
is
that.
the one?
Yeah.
I would have never got that.
Plus a lot of others. Yeah,
J-Lo.
J-Lo. Oh,
Yeah. We're speechless.
yeah.
You mentioned J-Lo and everybody goes speechless.
She'll be
with
54.
those July 4th. Go back a couple. You mentioned somebody in
Just
there.
like Maggie
that,
May, she wears it well.
Yeah, that I wanted to mention. Go back a couple. Who were they? Backtrack with a few of the names.
Nathaniel Hawthorne, Calvin Coolidge, David Hasselhoff,
The one before him.
Bill Withers,
No.
Withers.
Post Malone, Tom Cruise,
Yeah,
Geraldo.
okay, it was Post Malone. How old is he?
30s.
He's born in 95.
Okay, because he hit it big when? 5 years ago?
So he's
Yeah.
he's
Or maybe a little longer?
almost 28.
Almost 28.
You know a song by Post Malone? The title of a song? I do not.
I can't name one.
I
Brett
I hate to sound dated, but I can't name
know
one.
some of his music, but I can't just name a song title
Right.
off the top of my head.
Yeah.
Now I've seen him do a cover of Pearl Jam's "Better Man," and that was really good.
Lenny says correct. They were both born on that day, and he's going back to Steinbrenner and Al Davis. Mike getting the Rod Stewart reference in, says Ned.
Yeah, Maggie
with
May.
Maggie
I'm
May.
sure you wear well.
Yep. And Post Malone, Circles. I'm guessing Denny knows a song by Post
I guess yeah, that is one.
Malone.
Yeah, it says Tom Cruise was born on July 3rd.
Oh.
Oh, Mike, you throwing me a curveball there. Yeah.
Damn.
No, he didn't say it.
Oh,
You
I was
said-
reading the
you said-
list.
that's right.
I simply said he played a character
Yeah, that's right.
who was born on the 4th of July.
Denny says that is the only song I know of Post Malone. Well, you got one more than me, and I've probably heard it,
Yeah.
but I don't know the title. So, because I have heard some of his music.
Yeah, I've heard a few
yeah.
things.
Brett, we got about 4 minutes left. Who is the biggest?
Cy Young.
I don't think he is up for NBA free agency.
I thought you were going to say the biggest star to pitch a perfect game.
Did Cy Young pitch one?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was going to do that. Just right, first question though, who's the biggest free agent out there in the NBA?
Oh, a lot of them signed last night.
Yeah.
they?
How about Harden? He hasn't signed yet, has he?
Harden signed with Philly, but is expected to be traded from
Okay.
Philly.
That's right.
That seems like too much work.
Draymond staying
Yep.
with the Warriors. Chris Middleton is staying with the Bucks. Kyrie staying with Dallas. A lot of people staying where they are. Staying put. Halliburton staying with the Pacers.
5-year max. It was what,
$260 million.
Wow.
Bruce Brown, who just won a title as a role player for Denver, is going to the Pacers.
He's getting paid.
2 years, $45 million.
Mm-hmm.
Trey Jones staying with
2
the
years,
Spurs.
$45 million, and his name was what?
Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown.
Played.
He was a
significant-
key,
reserve.
sixth man for
yeah.
Denver.
Did he average more than 3 points a game?
Probably 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fred VanVleet leaving Toronto and going to the Rockets. That's one of the biggest names.
That's biggie.
Changing teams. Yeah, a lot of people just staying put. Cam Reddish, the Duke player,
Where's he going?
going to the Lakers.
Lakers.
I love Lenny's honesty. I don't even know Post Malone,
Also,
but he spelled it right.
Yeah.
So, I think he's just telling us that. I think he's.
Gabe Vincent, who was one of Miami's key players in their run, he signed with the Lakers last night.
All right, stop right there. Since we only got a few minutes left, here's the last trivia question of the morning. We had a perfect game 3 nights ago, right?
Yep.
Who was the last perfect game? Who threw the last perfect game in the major leagues prior to the Yankees. You have to help me.
Domingo Germán.
I always want to say Herman, but it's Germán. Who threw the last perfect game prior to, and there's been 24, right? 24 in the history. Did you ever find a number on how many baseball games have been played in history?
No.
Yeah. I'm sure that there's different numbers everywhere because in the early days you didn't know who was considered a major league team and who was not.
There were 3 perfect games in 2012.
Yeah,
3 in 2012, and that was the last time?
Yeah.
So it's been 11 years.
1 in April.
But we had 3.
1 in June and 1 in August.
Not Cone.
So the August.
David Cone.
That was 1999.
Okay, 99. Wow. Give me the team.
2012.
Give us a team.
The last one was Seattle.
Felix?
Yep, Felix Hernandez.
Hey.
Yep.
I don't even remember that one for some reason.
1-0.
Oh, wow. Now, that's the ultimate. It really is. That's the ultimate.
The one before that, in June of 2012, was a Giants pitcher.
Oh, Mike's got it.
Ooh. What year? 2012? A Giants pitcher?
Well, it wasn't Bumgarner.
No.
Was it the skinny kid with the long hair?
Not Lincecum.
Not Lincecum.
No.
God, who was that?
I say kid. He's probably 45 now, right?
Ooh, I got to know this.
Is it somebody's already got it.
You're kidding.
Matt Cain?
Yeah, Matt Cain.
That's right.
Lenny weighing in there. He said, I don't even know Post Malone. And he goes, Bruce Brown played at the U in college.
Yeah.
Who we mentioned just a few minutes ago.
Before Matt Cain.
He also says Matt Cain.
Philip Humber of the White Sox.
I remember that.
Also 2012.
I remember that name. I really do remember Humber.
And then there were also 2 in 2010. One
we'll do those, and then we got to go.
One with the A's and one with the Phillies.
One with
Dallas
the A's.
Braden and Roy Halladay.
Roy Halladay.
Yeah. Philip Humberto.
Humber.
Humber.
Humber. Philip Humber.
And Roy Halladay, he died in a plane crash, or did he something?
Yes. In a glider.
Glider.
Yeah.
In a glider that
Randy Johnson did it at age 40. I think that's the oldest.
Yeah, here comes Lenny with Dallas Braden.
Pitcher with a perfect game.
Those guys. Braden's the one got mad, wasn't he, because he thought he owned the mound, and when people would make an out, they'd cut back across the mound. Wasn't that the pitcher that got mad that time, upset because the mound is like pitcher's territory,
his sanctuary.
Not for anybody.
His sanctuary.
Seemed like it was him, but I liked him. He was a really good pitcher back when the A's were relevant.
And I guess Don Larson with the most famous perfect
game, 56 World Series, right, for the Yankees.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in this morning. Denny, we appreciate you tuning in. I'm text in here in a minute. I went with your wishes this morning, what you asked me to do, so I stayed silent about some information just on his behalf. For Mike,
you're a news guy.
I am David Keever. We'll see you next week on Sports Talk.